All right, welcome back, kids. This is our lesson on powers and exponents. Sorry, I'm using my pen with the mouse today, so it's going to be a little tough to read some of my writing, but you should be able to get it. Today, with powers and exponents, the first part here, I just want you to jot down what these different powers and exponents are, and then the different parts of them. So make sure you jot down my markings that I put on this slide too, so that you have them. First, I want to talk about this piece as a whole here. So this 5 to the third power, that is called our power. Okay, the whole thing, 5 to the third power, that is called a power. So anytime you have a written exponent, it is called a power. Okay? And we have two parts of them that make it up. First, we have the 5. The 5 is called the base. Okay, that is the number that, as you can see to the right, is going to be multiplied over and over again. This number here is called the exponent, and the exponent represents how many times that we are multiplying it over and over. So that would be similar to repeated addition we can write as multiplication. Well, repeated multiplication we can write as a power. So I have 5, my number that's being multiplied over and over again, and my exponent is telling me I'm multiplying it 3 times. So 5 to the third power equals 5 times 5 times 5. Now these numbers here, guys, are called the factors. Factors are numbers that are being multiplied together. So those are important to know. And when you're reading exponents and powers, it's important to know how to read them. I could call this 5 to the third power. I could also call it 5 cubed. Okay, so 3 has a special second name, and that's cubed. That works for if I square a number or to the second power. So if I had 3 to the second power, I could also say that's 3 squared. Everything else you just read base to that whatever exponent. So if I have 18 to the fourth power, then I would write 18 to the fourth power, and there's no other way of saying that. Okay, so that's the background of the powers. If you need to pause this at any time, remember, pause it. Okay, I'm going to go on to our first example. Our first example is write the product using an exponent. Okay, and these are going to be very simple. We're not even multiplying these out. All I want you to do is write using an exponent. So this is our base number in each one of these. This becomes very important throughout the year in understanding how to do the problems, especially problems like C with exponents. You need, or with variables. You need to know how to write variables with exponents. So what I'm going to do for the first one here is 10 times 10 times 10. And I've written 3 different ways of multiplication. So 10 times 10 times 10, I'm just going to write as 10 to the third power. Base number 10, the number that's being multiplied, and then to the third power because I'm multiplying it 3 times. 10 to the third power, that's all you have to do for these first examples. You're done. For B, 4.3 is the number I'm multiplying, so I'm going to put 4.3. And since I'm multiplying it twice, that's 4.3 squared, or 4.3 to the second power. In our last example, the base number is x. That is the number that I'm multiplying over again. That's my base number. So I have x. Since I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, I'm doing x to the fourth power. And that is my final answer. So these are just simply learning how to write between products and exponents, and we're going to go back and forth on those. So a lot of today is just learning how to write them and understanding and writing them in different forms. Okay, if you're not done with this, you can pause it to jot down these 3 examples. Okay, I'm going to move on to our second example. Our second example is evaluating powers of variables. To evaluate powers of variables, it's a 2-step process again. First, you have to substitute the number in, and I look at my directions, and I know that m equals 3. So I'm going to substitute the 3 in for the variable, and then I'm going to solve it. I'm going to let you use your calculators on this tonight, but you need to write it out because we're practicing that skill. So for A, the first thing you need to do is substitute the 3 in for the m. Yes, you have to write this, 3 squared. Can't just go to the next step. The next step then is writing it out as factors. So I want an equal sign there. So it's going to be 3 squared equals 3 times 3. Okay? So you must write 3 squared, substituting the 3 in for the m, and then equals 3 times 3. Then you can either do that in your head or use a calculator for any of the problems to find out that 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? And this is the work. So when I say show all work, okay, this is your work. So I don't tell you specifically in every problem what to write out on a test or quiz. I just say show work. Okay? And are not sure what work, go back to these videos and I'll tell you exactly. This is the work that you need to show for these. Okay, we'll probably get past that as the year goes on, but for right now, this is our skill, so we need to work on that. For problem B, we have m to the third power, so I'm going to do 3 to the third power. That equals, if you don't want to do an equal sign, you can write it underneath. 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, I always like working down, so working underneath is great. And then I multiply that. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Again, you can use your calculator or do it in your head. In example C, I have m to the fifth power, so I'm going to write m to the fifth power. So we're working on our skill of substituting. Then we are going to write that out as factors. So that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Sorry, my 3's aren't very good there. And you can do that in your head, or you can use the calculator. So that's 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. And you can write that and circle it, and you are done. Okay, but again, you must show all of this work right here for every problem right now. Okay, when I see these answers tomorrow, I need these on your paper too. It's not just answer only, you have to show work. Okay, we have one more example. If you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to example 3. In example 3, using powers and formulas, this is just doing the same thing. We're learning two formulas. We have the area of a square formula, a equals s squared, and the volume of a cube formula, v equals s cubed. We'll have some problems with that. So in this example, I want you to find the volume of this cube. So I'm going to do is my volume of a cube formula. I'm going to write that down. I do want you to write down your formula, v equals s cubed. Then you're going to write your substitution step, v equals, that's 20 cubed. Okay. Then write out your 20 times 20. So I'm just going to put 20 times 20 times 20, since I'm multiplying 3 of them. Okay. And then you can use your calculator, do it in your head, and you will get 8,000. Since this is a word problem with units, okay, we have units in this problem right here. You have to have units in your answer. So that's 8,000. This is going to be inches, and since it is volume, I multiplied 3 variables together, inches times inches times inches. That's inches cubed. 8,000 inches cubed. And that is my final answer. Okay? Hope you enjoyed today's lesson. It's another quick one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you write down these notes, rewind or pause at any point, and we will work on these tomorrow in class. Have a great day.